All right. Good morning, everybody. Hurst Trades here with Futures Trading Factory. I think that starting off this new year, I think it is vital that we go over what is called SOP. SOP stands for Standard Operations Procedure. And I think for those that are newer to trading, that you know may even have an edge in the market and what you trade as far as strategy wise, but you find yourself still lacking discipline in areas and you don't have set rules. I think that this is very important, and I can promise you that by creating yourself a SOP, you will definitely see results. And so my hopes in going over this is that everybody that does not have a SOP for themselves puts one in place as of today and sticks by that to the best of their ability going through this new year of 2025. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat and I will answer them as we go through this. So let's get started. What is a oops, what is a SOP? SOP is a standard operations procedure, is a set of step-by-step instructions that help traders perform routine tasks efficiently and consistently. Having an SOP in place can help reduce repeated mistakes and help ensure compliance with our trading goals. I think it's very vital to understand that, when we get into trading, I think for the most part, when we get into trading, uh, you know, we've all seen the, you know, showboating shit, you know what I mean, online or whatever, like, oh, it's easy money, this and that. And I just think that there's a big misconception of what's shown out there. Like, yeah, sure, there's definitely money to be made, but I think the one thing that lacks in the trading industry is the the truth behind the fact that it takes serious work and commitment and dedication to be able to get to that point. And so I know a lot of these people, they're just uh they're content creators and not so much traders. And I am by far not a content creator. My heart and my sole passion is in trading, and I just want to help people. So let's go into when should I use my SOP? Always, always, at all times, especially when consistency is important and successful trading requires consistent results. And so we know that, right? Having an SOP in place is the best way to ensure that your processes are being followed and meeting the standards required to reach your goals as a trader. So, what are your goals as a trader, right? And I think that everybody needs to understand, like, are you just trying to learn to trade to provide extra income? Are you trying to get to the point to where you can trade full time? I think mindset is very key when it comes to trading. And so if you're trying to get into trading because you have a lot of debt or you're trying to pay bills and that's your mindset, I think you're going to find yourself in a way worse situation than what you currently are. I know most of us have full-time jobs that pay our bills and have a steady income. And so I know for me personally, myself, I have my job that allows me to pay my bills and provide for my family, and trading is extra money, right? And the money is nice, but I want to try to get to that point to where I don't have to work as much as I do, and I can be able to trade full time. I gave myself a 5-year plan to be able to get to that point. I'd really love to get out of the truck and stop putting in the amount of hours that I do. Um, and so I know that's where I'm at for myself. And so it's like I gave myself a 5-year plan, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, trading's going great, but I'm not gonna just stop now, right? I mean, I have a 5-year plan in place. So I know that in that 5-year plan, I have broken down steps, right? That, you know, I want to meet along the way in order to reach that 5-year goal. And so I think it's very important to be able to have goals and realize, why why you're getting into trading, where are you at as a trader, you know what I mean? And so let's go on to example. Without having a SOP, you will remain unprofitable, continue to blow accounts, doing the same mistakes over and over, expecting different results. It's insanity, right? That's what insanity is. It's doing the same shit over and over again, expecting different results. And not muted. Um, it's insanity, right? And so it's like, and everything that I'm going over, everything that I'm talking about, I want you guys to realize that it 100% comes from experience. I've done it all, right? I've done the shit over and over and over again, right? Not having discipline, right? And it just really comes down to getting to a point to where you're either sick and tired of blowing accounts, making the same mistakes over again, right? And you're either going to get sick and tired of doing that and you're going to make a change to where you are disciplined and you do start following your rules. And that's when you'll start to see the results that you wanted in the first place as becoming a trader. So, most of you know, if not all, how I trade and why I enter a trade. It's either a zone, a fib, 13 EMA, RSI, but most importantly, I need confluences. This is part of my SOP. Yes, these are key parts to my strategy, but if I'm taking a trade outside of my strategy, I'm breaking my procedure. So I don't remember who it was that, I think it might have been Drew. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, right? To where it's like almost everybody in the Discord knows, why I'm taking a trade. And so it's like uh, if I said, "Oh, I'm going long here or short here," but I'm taking it like on a trend line break, right? Or, or double top or, you know what I mean? Just like anything like that, then I'm breaking my rules because even though like I understand and have knowledge of other strategies, it's not what works for me. You know what I mean? I found what works for me and what I have found success with, and so I stick with that. Um, like even yesterday, I'll even use yesterday as an example. Um, I tried short. I think it was the first trade yesterday. I tried shorts, uh, and I did not get a trim. I ended up getting stopped out, so I started out with the loss, and then I wanted that retest at 300, right? But in the meantime, Banjo had called out like two or three trades, which all of them fucking absolutely smacked, but I didn't take none of them, right? And the reason I didn't take any of them is because on my chart, I didn't have nothing in that area, right? So for me, even though I know Banjo knows why he's taking the trade, for me, I don't have nothing. So to me, even though Banjo's taking the trade, to me, I would have been entering blindly, right? Because I don't understand. I'm not seeing on my chart what Banjo's seeing on his chart. And so that's where it's like getting to that point, right? It's like, oh yeah, okay, I could have made more money than what I did yesterday by taking Banjo's call outs, but like I said, I didn't have nothing telling me to go long or go short at that area of his entry. And so that's the point where you really want to get to, right? Like if you're trading, let's just say you trade exactly the same way as Banjo and using Banjo's strategy. Can you guys all hear me? B Money says the audio cut out for him. Can somebody type in chat if you guys can hear me? Okay. It's just you, B Money. I'm not sure. Um, okay. So that's the point that I really want you guys to get to, right? Like if it's not your strategy, don't take the trade. You know what I mean? Like, do not take the trade. I don't care if it's an alert, you know what I mean? From whatever, a good trader or whatever. Don't, if it's not your strategy, don't trade it. If you don't know the reasoning behind the entry, don't take it. And, that's because right there, like, If you're entering on a trade and you're not understanding the reasoning behind the trade at the moment of entry, then what? I could tell you right now, I could guarantee you your emotions are going to be all over the place because you're in this trade. You don't know why you're in the trade, right? Other than the trade was alerted. And so, uh, I want you guys to pick a strategy or, even if you have your strategy, stick to that strategy. Don't sit there and, bounce around from strategy to strategy because then you're going to find yourself taking more trades and then you're just looking to take as many trades as possible, and that's not good. Uh, for me personally, other parts of my SOP consist of my risk management. These are parts of my standard operations procedure. What am I willing to risk on the trade? Is it my A plus, A minus, or B plus setup? Two back-to-back losses, calling it a day. What time is it that my setup happens? Is it market open or algo, the last 10 minutes of market? For me, this is a higher risk trade. So I think these are key things to have set in place for yourself, right? What are you willing to risk on the trade? Let's go to this right here. This is a breakdown, right, for NQ and ES for futures trading. Contracts equals risk per trade, stop loss points plus tick value per point. So for NQ, if you're taking uh if you're using a 10-point stop loss and it's $20 per point, right? Then you're using uh what is this? You're using see I don't like that because that's not you can't do 1.75. But for micros, right? I mean, it's considered 1.75, almost two contracts. But if you're using 17 micros, right? Then and your stop loss is 10 points, then you're risking 350 $350, right? Same thing if you're using 10 micros, which is equivalent to 1 NQ and you're using a 10-point stop loss, then your risk is $200, right? And as you can see, it goes down 15-point stop loss. If you're using 6 micros MNQ, then you can use 15-point stop loss with six and your risk will be 200. And so these are things that you guys need to have in place when you're trading, right? Like what are you willing to risk on your trade? You know what I mean? Like and go even going back to where I said A plus, A minus, or B plus setups, right? I feel that you have to have your trade setups defined, right? So like if let's say we're coming into a 15-minute zone, right? But let's say the RSI is not overbought, right? Then it's not an A plus setup for me, right? And um let's say that I had let's say there was a fib level, right? But the RSI still wasn't overbought coming into the zone. It's still not an A plus setup for me. I want at least three confluences to have an A plus setup, right? And so it's like if it's not A plus, I'm not going full position. If it's A minus, I'll go half position. You know what I mean? And if it's B plus, I'll literally take a starter with the third of my full position size and go from there. So I think it's key to realize because we should know before the trade setup is happening what we're watching and why we're going to enter, right? There's no reason to be like, oh, it's at this level, I'm going to enter. You should have known when the market's going up into one of your levels or zones or whatever your strategy is it a plus setup for you? Or vice versa, coming down into a setup for yourself. Is it an A plus setup? Is it an A minus? You know what I mean? And so I think it's key to identify that. And because me personally, I don't feel that every trade deserves the same risk. Same thing going into, the first 15 minutes of market open, it could be very volatile, right? To me, I don't care. You're not, to me, I am not going to have an A plus setup no matter what in the first 15 minutes. Not that it won't be an A plus setup, but to me, it's a higher risk trade, so I will not go full position size in the first 15 minutes of market open. Same thing with algo. I won't even take a trade in the last 10 minutes. If I'm not already in a trade before algo starts, the last 10 minutes of market open, then I'm not going to take a trade. It's not worth it. It can be too volatile. Don't get me wrong, there's days where it's not, you know what I mean? But it's just to me, it's not worth taking a trade at that time. Yeah, 345, Brad. It's not worth it. So, like I said, these are key things. Two back-to-back losses, calling it a day. You know what I mean? I know there was a couple days this week. I started off with a loss, and then I took a win, and then I took a loss, and then I took a win. As long as it's not two back-to-back losses and I have a trade set up, I'll continue to take it. So, um, anybody have any questions so far? No, no questions. So much is already going on when the market opens that we need to focus on. And by not having a standard operations procedure, you are already set up for disaster. Why do I say that? Um, well, if you don't have rules in place, set rules for yourself. We already know, right? The market opens, and the only thing on our mind, right, is trying to look for a trade, right? And that's it. And the market will be sporadic, it'll be whatever. And so that's all you're watching. You're watching price action, up, downers, skyrocket up or fucking, drop off the fucking edge of a cliff. And you're just like, okay, what am I doing? And you're not even thinking, right, about having rules in place. What are you watching for a setup? Um, and so uh I want everybody to get rid of this to where you're not where you're in the right mindset and you're not set up for disaster when market opens. You should have a clear mindset. You should know what you're looking for. You should know what you're watching. And seriously, like, dude, there was a point where I would take 10, 12 trades a day. You know what I mean? And it was looking back, I'm like, dude, it was so fucking stupid. It really was. And now it's like, okay, I'll take 1 to 3, on average, 1 to 3 trades a day. You know what I mean? As long as if my setup's there, I'll take it. If it's not, hey, I'll wait. I don't even care. I don't. I know that hey, if I don't even catch a trade on a day, then hey, you know what? Guess what? The market will be back tomorrow and I'll wait for a setup then. I mean, fortunately for my strategy, and what I use, I can pretty much find at least a setup every single day. Whether it works or not, hey, that's a different story. But I know what I'm willing to risk on the trade and and go from there. So creating an SOP for yourself will help a discipline. Once you have your SOP in place, everything that happens in the market outside of your SOP is just noise. This is huge right here. I don't care what the market's doing. If it's not giving me my setup, it's noise. I don't even care. I don't care. To me, it's chop. You know what I mean? If I don't have a setup, it's chop. I don't care if we're diving down. If I don't have, if we're not coming into like the 13 EMA or a retest of a zone or anything like that, it's noise to me. It does not matter to me what the market's doing. Um, and so, uh, I know that there's a couple people in the Discord that um I know there's a couple people in the Discord that have their edge and their strategy that they trade, you know what I mean? And they just lack with discipline. They lack discipline and that's why they're still struggling. And so I want everybody to seriously write down rules for themselves that they will follow for this entire year. Seriously. So let's create your SOP. These are questions that you need to ask yourself that you need answers to. What's your edge? What strategy will you trade and stick with? This is key right here. if you do not have an edge in the market, if you do not have a single strategy that uh that you're using and you're just all over the place, I highly suggest uh pick a strategy. It doesn't have to be mine, it doesn't have to be Banjo's. I don't care what strategy is. Like I tell everybody, I firmly believe that every strategy works. I believe that as long as you have the discipline to wait for the market to present the setup for you, and you don't trade in all that noise that we were just talking about outside of your edge, then you'll be fine. And with what and defining your risk management on your trade. Um and backtest. I know there's a lot of talk out there like, oh, back testing's not good or whatever because, you're not really trading it, right? But I'll tell you what, back testing, I'm a firm believer in back testing. I believe it will help with your confidence. Not only will it help with your confidence, but it will allow your eyes and your mind to recognize the setup more easily when it happens, right? The more and more you go back and you look at something visually, the easier it is going to be for you to recognize it. And so, if there's anybody that doesn't have a strategy and you're looking to learn a strategy, I'm more than willing to help anybody with my strategy and what I look at. I know a lot of you know that already. But if there's anybody that doesn't, I'm more than happy to, work one-on-one with you and go over that. How much is your full position size? I think this is key too. Position size plays a huge, huge part. You know what I mean? I should have added this one down here up here with this. What are your emotions like with your position size? You know what I mean? If you're emotionally attached to your trades as soon as you insert a trade, then you're in way too big of a position.
Strengths. That powder we can burn for the spiritual intention of clearing negative spirit. So this is
Sorry, Blinn, I had to mute you. Um, then you're in too big of a position. You know what I mean? You should not be emotionally attached to it. Like, uh, I'm not throwing anybody out there. What is this drawing? The heck? I don't know how that came on here or whatever. Anyways, uh, I know that there's somebody in the Discord or whatever, like they struggled with, getting funded through a certain prop firm and they're like, man, I can only trade 5M and Q, right? Dude, 5M and Q, dude, you really don't need more than 5M and Q. It's not hard to make a couple $100 a day with 5M and Q. You know what I mean? That's either two 10-point trades or one 20-point trade, and you'll make $200 with 5M and Q. You know what I mean? It's not. And to be honest, like I highly recommend, dude, start small. Start small until you have the discipline that it takes, right? To where you're starting to see yourself be profitable consistently, right? Dude, trade five MNQ MNQ contracts for. Dude, do it for a month. Do it for 2 months. You know what I mean? Just to see the results. Once you see the results, then go ahead and bump it up to 7. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason if you can't be profitable with whatever, we'll just say 3 MNQ contracts, you know what I mean? Or 5 MNQ contracts. If you can't be profitable with the small position size, what makes you think that you're going to be profitable with the big position size? You're not. It's just not going to happen. And I would rather see people make consistently, I don't care if it's $100 a day. I'd rather see people consistently make $100 a day. I don't care about the big numbers in the gains channel. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's great, but you got to remember everybody, yes, we trade together, but everybody is in a different chapter of their trading journey. You know what I mean? Like we've all started in different places. We all trade differently. You know what I mean? We've all been trading different lengths of time. And so I'd rather see somebody instead of posting, let's say, you know, $1,200 gain one day on an eval or whatever, and then blowing that eval, dude, I'd rather see somebody post, not even post. I don't even care about the posting. I'd rather see somebody do, you know, $100 consistent days to where, hey, guess what? A month from now, they're taking their first payout. You know what I mean? Because that's what you really want, right? You want that payout. That's what you're doing this for. I, the eval gains, dude, that don't mean shit. You know what I mean? I mean, all that's doing, like, you, hey, big eval day, hey, great, you're closer to getting your account funded. But if you can't get that account funded and keep it funded, then it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. What is your risk to reward based on your strategy? This is another key thing that you need to have written down and see what it is that uh you're looking for. You know what I mean? If your risk, you want your risk. Worst case scenario, you want 1 to 1, 1 to 1 risk to reward. You know what I mean? If you're willing to risk four or 500 bucks to make $100, you'll never make it. You really won't. Um, I know there's another chart. I do not have it. I should have gotten that before. There's a chart though that you could look up. It's a risk to reward chart, and it shows you what percentage you need to be profitable on your trades in order to be profitable and maintain profitability. What mindset or at what point do you call it a day? Like I went over mine, right? I told myself that I told myself that up here earlier, right? Two red trades back to back, I'm calling it. You know what I mean? So at what point are you going to call it a day? This needs to be something that you need to write down, and you need to have this set in stone. Seriously. It's too easy, right? If you don't have something in stone on a point that you're going to call it a day, it's too easy to be like, okay, I'm down. You know what? I'm going to try to make this money back. Let's say you're down 500 on the day. You're like, okay, I'm going to make this money back. No, you ain't. We already know. We all know from experience. You're not making that money back. You're going to blow that motherfucking account. And let's just say even if you did, even if you did trade again and you made that money back, I'm telling you right now, that is creating a horrible, horrible habit because that one time that you made your money back, that you were down from revenge trading, that one time will stick in your head going forward for the next 6, 8 months. I mean, seriously, for a long ass time because the next time you're down, you're gonna fucking try to do it because all that's in your head is that it worked that one time. So you're gonna go back and you're gonna blow that account. Then you're on to the next account and you're gonna find yourself in the same situation where you're down on the day. And instead of calling it a day and following rules that you have set in place, all that's in your head is that one time that it worked, and you'll do it over and over and over again. And so, like I said, I really want everybody to put rules in place that they're going to follow for the year. I want you guys to write them down. If anybody uh wants to private message me with their rules, and you know, that way, you know, it's not out there for everybody or whatever, and we can go over them. I'm here to help you guys. I want nothing more than to see everybody be successful, and it's a new year. I want to see for those that are trading on funded accounts or evals, dude, I want to see everybody getting payouts this year. I do. There's no reason not to. You know what I mean? Um, so what mindset are you in before market opens and your trade setup? Uh, Also on big news days, volatile market, will you trade and what position size? These are other questions you got to ask yourself. I know a couple people had a horrible week a couple weeks ago because, you know, being tired or just not being in the right mindset. And so it's like, what are we we need to recognize, right? Did we get enough sleep? Are we in the right mindset to be able to take a trade? Do we have uh things going on in our personal life, right? That may affect our trading, right? Did we get fired from our job, or do we have somebody in our family that's sick, or somebody, a close friend, in an accident? I'm just throwing examples out there that these are all things that can affect the way we trade, that we need to be aware of, right? It's easy to let this stuff happen that happens in our personal life, right? And uh and it'll affect us without us realizing it till after the fact, right? The day will be over, we blew an account or we lost money, right? And it'll be like looking back, because you're going to sit there and you're going to reflect back on the day and you're going to be like, damn, like I'm tired, or like I'm going through this, like I shouldn't even have traded today. So that's another one you guys need to figure out and write down. Um, Big news days, volatile market. How, full position size? Absolutely not. Not for me. Not for me. I'm good. If it's a volatile market, hey, I'll try taking a trade if my setup's there, but I'm gonna trade light position size. And I'm gonna allow myself a little bit more drawdown than what I normally do, just because I know the market's volatile, right? We've all seen those days where, dude, I don't care. You could have a 20-point stop loss, you know what I mean? And the market will just hit that 20-point stop loss like instantly. Um, if you're taking alerts, is it your strategy? That's something you need to ask yourself. Uh, if if it's not your strategy, then for one, I hope you're not taking it. For two, if you are taking it, I really hope you know all the reasonings behind the trade. You know what I mean? Like, uh, I know we do trade reviews and all that on why we alerted trades or took trades, right? But this goes back to uh what I was just saying with yesterday, right? Banjo smacked the market yesterday, but I didn't take his trade alerts because it's not my strategy. You know what I mean? Like, I know Banjo knows what the fuck he's doing. Banjo's a great trader, but um uh but it's not my strategy. And that's where it's like, dude, if you guys aren't having a problem with just taking trades to trade them, I'll tell you this, nobody ever, uh, to my knowledge, will ever be a profitable trader by just taking alerts. You know what I mean? You need to understand every aspect of why you're taking that trade setup. That's just me personally. There's not. The times that I do take Banjo's trades is if I have confluence in that area to take that trade. If there's no confluence for me when he's taking that trade, I'm not touching it. I'm just not. So moving on. Yeah, before taking your next trade, you should have answers to all these questions. How many that are on here right now? Uh how many have answers to all of these and put in place for yourself? Braxton, no. Day, yeah. B Money, yeah. So if for Day and B Money, if you guys have all of this put in place for yourself, um, what's stopping you guys from following it? Or do you feel that you follow it? Do you feel that you follow it very well? Like, if you had to grade yourself on following your rules, uh, yeah, see, the DGen stuff. That's where that's got to stop, bro. The DGen shit has to stop, man. It has to. 60/40, yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's almost 50% degen. You know what I mean? That's almost just doing whatever, throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. Uh, yeah, I really hope so, Day. Braxton, I know you said you don't, man. Yeah, I mean, write down rules, brother, that you need to stick with, right? Going into this year. And you already know, you can text me, call me, DM me, whatever. You have my number, brother. So, I mean, I'm here to help you in any way I can. Um, New year, new me. Day. I just want to help people. I really do. And I think that, um, no, Brad, I see your comment. I'm telling you right now, you guys have to have rules in place in order to get to where you guys want to be. Yeah, no FOMO. We got to get rid of the FOMO, Day. Seriously. The only FOMO we want to do around here is fuck off mode only, bro. Being up on the day, calling it a day. There's no reason to take another trade. You know what I mean? There's not. There's not. There's not. I think, yeah, right there. My goal is to see you be successful in this journey, and having an SOP in place will produce results. As I always say, discipline breeds consistency. This is key, you guys. If you guys have an edge and you know why, the strategy you're trading, dude, stick with that strategy. Stick with that strategy and that strategy only for this. Give it 3 months, dude. What's 3 months? You know what I mean? Give it 3 months, sticking to one strategy and following set rules for yourself and just watch the results. I'm telling you right now. Does anybody have any questions? Anything I can do to help you guys put rules in place, let me know. I will go through individually one on one with you guys over everything. Um, any of it. I'll do it all. So, Day, I'm gonna go over I think I know the answer, but do you have a go ahead and be money with your question. I'm gonna cover this real quick. Day, you said you will not trade unless the team is trading. Um, no. I dude, I don't care. It doesn't matter if the team is trading, if the team's not trading, you need to trade your strategy. Whatever your strategy is, if the setup's there, take it. If it's not there, then it's noise, bro. Don't even touch it. If you're trading, if you're not trading my strategy or you're not trading Banjo's strategy or his Royal or Vulture, dude, if your strategy is not there, don't touch it. Seriously. And no, and I think I see setups. No, 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 no. You know you see a setup. I don't be money. I don't, dude. Honestly, there's times that I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? Reconfirm or whatever to the trade. I don't. If I took the L on it, because most likely for me, once I enter a trade, right? And so like even yesterday, I wanted the retest of 300 to go long, right? They literally tapped me in at 300. I got a 25 point trim. They came back. They stopped me out, which was fine, right? They stopped me out my runners. And I think we went down to 260. And I think Banjo entered at 270. And I didn't have nothing at 270, right? But dude, if you go back and look at that, dude, as soon as we reclaimed 290 to 300, dude, that 15-minute candle was ridiculous. And I think that was like not the low day, but that was like the low day at that point, and it just went up from there a couple hundred points. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm fine. I got my trade, and I did get a trim off, and yeah, I could have caught more if I re-entered where Banjo did, but like I said, I didn't have nothing where Banjo re-entered his trade at, so I can't do it. So and not only that, but that all happened within literally like a minute or two, right? And so I had just taken a trade. I got a trim. I got stopped out on my runners. Then I'm chilling, right? Regardless, even if it was a loss, I can't jump into a trade right, but just back to back. I can't, right? Because now I feel like I'm doing degen shit and fucking I'm not waiting, right? And I'm not in the moment because I'm already dealing with the emotions that I just dealt with while taking that trade. So I do not get right back in after I get out of a trade. I need to figure out what strategy works for me. I will be coming to y'all and yeah, absolutely. Liquid, if you have any questions or whatever, I have a I have a video on my YouTube channel that goes over my 15-minute zone strategy. If that's something you're interested in, I also have another video going over confluences that I look at and another video on what indicators I use as far as my RSI 13 EMA, 20 SMA. Those are key for me. Um, and so, yeah, I think that is a very good spot to start is figuring out what strategy you are going to trade. And in the meantime, also write down rules for yourself, you know what I mean, that you need to follow. Yeah, break in retest or beautiful B money. Yeah. Oh, I already know. NQ is it's a love-hate relationship for sure. Um, I know. So, like for me personally, I watch the 15-minute and the 2-minute time frame, right? I know Banjo, Bag Chaser, Vulture, and I'm not sure about his Royal, but I know they watch the 5-minute for their entries, and so like Bag Chaser caught a couple beautiful fucking trades a couple days ago, and I was just curious, right? Like what he was watching when he took his trades. And I know he has a lot of he marks a lot of zones and levels off of the 4 hour. And so he waited for a 5 minute close above his demand zone to enter long, right? And he caught fuck, I don't know. I know it was easily over 100 points, but um it's just it's really up to, what are you gonna use as far as part of your edge and strategy wise. Replaying a zone if it smacked the first time. They, to be honest, I had said a while back that because there are times where the zone will smack on that initial retest, and then or there's times where it'll even give whatever, let's just say 15 points, right? And then it comes back and it retest the zone again. And I had said a while back that I was gonna start like alerting maybe lottos for like that second retest of the zone because there's times where that second retest will give like a huge move, right? I don't though. You know what I mean? I'm for me personally, I'm too comfortable with that first retest of the zone because that's going to be my highest probability for my trade to set up and work out, right? So yeah, I don't. If you want to do it, you know what I mean. If you already capitalized on the first retest of the zone, and you already made money, then be like, okay, I made whatever. Let's say $500 from the first retest. Well, when we come back and retest it, dude, grab a couple lottos, right? And fucking yeah, risk $100, risk fucking $150 of it. You know what I mean? back test it too. You know what I mean? Go back and as far as you can on the chart, back test the mark out all the 15-minute zones and look at how many times the second retest worked for you. Yeah, no, absolutely, Brad. Yeah, no, exactly, B Money. Um, do you start at daily or 4 hour down? I start at daily. So watch. Let me go to my NQ chart. So I don't know how all this crap got drawn on here, but let me see. So I already did my charting this morning on NQ for going into this week. And so like um let's see. This is on the daily time frame. So I marked out already yesterday's low, which is going to be your PWL. That'll be so when next week starts, it'll be previous week low. We've got previous week high marked out, right? But so for example, I'm looking at the, I don't know where that zone came from, but I'm going to have to refind it. That's fine. Get rid of it for now. Um, on the daily, we have, so I took the fib, right? From here, from this recent high to this recent low, and that gave us the 50% fib retracement at 546.75, which that's where I had said yesterday. I didn't tag everybody, but I was talking to O'Doyle in chat, and I told him I was watching 546 to 552 daily level for a reject. Um, and then going up, we have the 618 and then the 786. So for those that import my chart, you could see this 786 and this red dotted line. So the reason this line right here is red is because I'm on this wick right here. Where's the arrow? The bottom of this wick right here from this candle, it was strong support, right? We got a nice bounce up. Look how big that wick was. So as long as we keep coming up, if we are to keep coming up and we don't make a new low, this right here is red because I have a lot of confidence that I can go short here, right? We have the 786 fib level right here at 69. 2 points higher, we have that support resistance that I'm expecting to be a support and resistance flip on the daily time frame. And then I went from all-time highs. So you can see I also marked out the 50 and the 618 fib. It says ATH/RL. It's the all-time highs to the recent low, which that is only, it's at 89. So I'll probably go short here at 86. No, 71 to 89. So yeah, it's like 20 points, 69 to 89, 20 points. So yeah, I'll definitely add take a starter if we get up here and then I'll add full position at 618 depending on price action and what price action looks like when we approach it. So, but I start at the 1 hour day and then from the 1 hour from the daily, I mean, uh I'll go to the 1 hour and I'll just look at price action to see if there's anything interesting or whatever. I don't really mark too much on the 1 hour. I'll do the 30 minute, like you can see, uh I have a 30-minute zone right here that I've got marked out going into this week with the daily level at the bottom of that 30-minute zone. So I do like that for a reject if we continue up there. And then I did mark out every other zone is fresh 15. There's where that zone was that I erased right here. There we go. So we definitely have some zones above and below that I have on watch. Uh, coming into this week. Dude, nah, I don't know. Yeah, you would think my grandson got a hold of my charts. I don't know where this even came from. Uh, PWL. That is previous week low. Uh, liquid. It's previous week low. I always mark it out every weekend. I'll mark out. Let's go back to the daily. Let's see. I will always mark out previous week low, and then I'll mark out the previous week high, right? And so a lot of times what'll happen, for one, if let's say we start coming back down, then and we're getting close to this previous week low, I'm expecting a liquidity sweep. I'm expecting them to sweep this low right here and get some kind of reaction for a possible bounce. Same thing coming up here. If we come back up and we're approaching previous week high, then I'm expecting a possible liquidity sweep and a push back down. But yeah, that's pretty much how I go over my charts day. Um, Anybody have any questions as far as what we went over with the SOP, standard operations procedure? Let's see. Nope, I want to go right here. Anybody have questions? All right, I'm gonna go through. Let me see. E-money. Let me see. Braxton Day. E-money, you're on there twice for some reason. Um, so there's 10. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, there's 9. No, you're good, B Money. I was just gonna go over the number generator thing, and I wanted to see how many people were in here. So there's 9 people. So zero DTE DGen is 1. Drew, you're gonna be number 2. B Money, you're gonna be number 3. Berlin, you're gonna be number 4. Uh, Braxton, you're gonna be number 5. Day, you're gonna be number 6. Uh, Liquid, you're gonna be number 7. Luis, you're gonna be number 8, and Brad, you're gonna be number 9. For the 50K eval giveaway day. 9. All right. Everybody has their numbers. I gave you guys your numbers. I know your numbers because it's in order for you guys on here. So, all right, let's get it. You guys ready? Let's go. And number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who is that? Braxton? 1, 2, 3, 4. Day. Good shit, Day. Let's fucking go, bro. Um, yeah, good shit. That's all right. You won, bro. Um, well, that was that. And like I said, if anybody has any questions, was anything we went over today helpful for anybody? All right. Yeah, no, good stuff, man. I just want to help you guys, man. I want to see everybody, I want to see all of us do this together. You know what I mean? I want to see nonstop payouts. I want to see nonstop people making money. You know what I mean? Dude, me, Banjo, Vulture, is Royal, like we're huge on discipline, right? We've been down the path already of making the mistakes day in and day out and over and over and over again. And so it's not a oh, I'm better than you or you're better than me. It's like, hey, I've been there. I know firsthand what it feels like. You know what I mean? I believe that every trader goes down that path of, destruction, if that's what you want to call it. You know what I mean? So, it takes discipline and it takes set rules and having those set rules in place. And so, with that being said, I am going to go ahead and uh, call it a day. And like I said, I already shared my chart in my channel for going into this week. And congratulations, Day, on winning a 50K eval. And I will catch you guys Monday morning in the Discord, you guys. Have a blessed day. Enjoy your guys' weekend. And my DMs are always open if anybody needs any help. So, with that being said, peace out, you guys.